Tell me how the biblical paradigm coexists in the sorceronic, witchcraftic, warlockic, necromantic, spectromantic, cosmetologist, you're like a cosmologist, like a planetarian, Jupiterian kind of paradigm that coexist with each other. Well, they exist. It all exists. My issue with the biblical paradigm is it is an end for this life, whereas the other things are a continuity in this life, including the Dhamma. While we spin the Dhamma wheel, we are not going forward, per se. We are going around and around and around and around, churning like a mill in the same spot, anchored on kind of like the North Star or whatever polarity celestial that we end up with. Because if we look in the past, a current North Star was not actually the central pole for the longest time. There was another one, right? But it's longer than, it's a long period of time. It moves X amount in 100 years, right? So in X amount of 1,000 years, we've already, from that wobble that we have, whatever it is in the sky, that's because even that central star does a circle. Eventually, we get to another star where it's that centripetal spiral-like motion that we're going, because we're going in through a galaxy that's spiraling in, right? We're going a direction, right? We're not sitting flat, per se. We're probably turned sideways going that way, spiraling after it, as we know the galaxy has that spiralic shape, right? With that in mind, the old gods of the time have always been applied. It was always celestial information that makes it to humans, that or whatever has the chief mind power access. It's always been given down to us. Refracted down to us for continuity and for knowing the times, right? So there's a reason why your English has what they call the Norse gods or like the original German gods, right? Because they were planetary deities as well. Yeah, they say they had personifications. Well, so did the Greeks, but they were planets as well. They knew they were planets. They knew that there were astrology, astronomy, astral hierarchy, however you want to call it, taxonomy of the celestial objects has always been a thing. And it's been a catalog, a lexicon, a taxonomy for the very longest time. And there's a reason for it. There's a lot of energy and effort put into it at the highest levels because it's one of the highest sciences. And it's how you assign your mind and get access to things that mental clarity does not come from this realm directly, right? Which you can't get from the earth spirit directly. We believe some of the astral realm has that information, like specific geometry, all the great things that make splendor objects here, and the processes to make those things without creating waste streams and stuff that are not good for, that are not socially responsible, right? So, that being said, we've always been cataloging the times, right? We've applied these deities to the days of the week for a reason. To let you know that they're the same thing as the lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. At the end of it is still Saturday and Sunday, right? Remember? Saturn's day and Sunday. The rest of the days, if they're Norse gods, then they're the days of the week associated with their planetary function. They're all planets. They're all gods, so they're planets. The gods are planets. The GODS's, the Alahayim are the planets. They are planets that have intelligence. They move and do their thing. They have power. The sun has power. It's intelligent. It goes through cycles. Just like you. You have power. You're intelligent. You go through cycles. You're not the same from the start and at the end, right? And there's developments, degradations, and rebuildings within that experience, right? Just as we see micro and macro cycles in the sun, the cosmology that's put together, our so-called solar system, the nails in the heaven above us, right? The stars, right? Which we believe we actually descend from. We slide in from those mental, spiritual, fluid points that are up there, right? And we get affected and acted on by the aspects, the planets and stuff. Time has always been given us an opportunity to look at. And the perspective it is, it's a three-dimensional thing, not just 60 seconds an hour. That's actually the plastic part. The non-plastic part is the zodiacal movement, right? Because that same 13 spot, if you include Ophiuchus, spins, right? We're not going to leave from that. That's always going to either move this way or that way and pick a kind of star within a certain area. We might get a slide over, maybe, because remember, we're dragging across a universe in like a spiral form. So we may drag faster than, and kind of drag frame a little bit, but we'll still probably have the same zodiacal signs, right? It'll just look a little different. They'll probably still have the same picots, which we have to do after a 360-degree wheel, right? But I believe the times are changing in that effect, that we need to look at the Earth and honor it, because that's one of the things we're not doing. We're not honoring the Earth. We give Monday to the moon, Saturday to the sun, Sunday to the Sunday to the sun, Saturday to Saturn, right? There's some reason for that. I think if we add the Earth, right, and go to the 13 zodiac, right, we'll be correcting the issue that's with the time right now. Because this is how they hold kingdoms. You find out that these people were worshiping the planets in the background. If the widely held wasn't doing it, the authoritative process was. And we know they do that here. You look deep into it, they have the sorcerer seals of all the planets in America. It's a thing. They spend money on it and stuff. It's a parallel universe, right? Living parallel with us. There are people in the highest authority that regard astrology and sorcery and necromancy and all these things at a level that you're like, those are parlor tricks, right? People playing games on each other. No, there's something to it. If they're putting lots of money and attention on it in ancient times, there's definitely something to it, guys. It's not nothing, right? And they tout that's where all the information is from. It's in the cloud or in the above the stratosphere, in the astrological realm, the cosmological era, or even above that, where the stars is, right? No, my theory is the times are broken. If we fix the times, we can bring harmony back to this place, because we could have abundance. They said way long ago the age was broken because of a couple of things in the times. People decided to do this and that, and it ruined it. Well, we can see an age that's running off to an end where technology is running away from the people. We're going to end up having to serve computers and businesses and tech algorithms for the rest of forever. And they don't love us. They don't care about us. They don't care how squished down you are or if anything happens. They have zero compassion. It's a program. It's like, oh, this one's good to cut. Well, that's the problem. That is not how you treat humans. Right? We fix the time. I think the polarity of minds can change. That's my theory here. And there's indications in the past that it was done. There was a guy who decided, it's all Greek to me, changed the fucking administration language back to Greek, and was able to get like 500 more years out of a kingdom that was in its fall, right? Because the administration technology, the people in the administration class ran away from the people it was serving, and somebody pointed it out, and they're like, oh, we can do that. That dude probably didn't even know Greek. He's like, I'll learn it. Well, this is what we'll do. We'll do that. That'll give us some time, and then we can run a campaign to fix it. And guess what happened? It was extremely successful. The entire Byzantine kingdom had to go to Greek, right? Just some thoughts. Hey, this kind of stuff's happened before, where the administration technology ran away from the people, where the companies ran away from the people, and something had to happen, right? Some societal review, some social review, some pressure, positive pressure in the social space and in the response space concerning not letting them just get away with stuff, being vocal about it, coming up with ways to not allowing companies between us and our rights, right? Because of this broken time thing, I think these people are in between us and the access, the preeminent access we get. We're supposed to have that liberty and stuff, but these companies have gotten between what would be our God-given rights and our government-given rights, because supposedly under there, we're supposed to be under God. Not my God, but if that guy, you have to be under that asshole to get his fucking laws, then we have to do it, right? I think we should check it out so that we're not under the ish people, because they really don't like us. They just want to use us as their Shabbos Goy to do all their shit for them and not have to fucking pay for stuff, right? And that has value for somebody, right? Anyways, moving on from that. Ain't nobody want all that. Ain't nobody want to be forced your fucking religion. And be like, okay, so now I'm under a government. I don't agree with your religion, but I'm under it. No, the government should have its own religion, and the people should have their own shit, right? And we shouldn't be forced, because we shouldn't be forced into their whatevers, because they do some weird ass shit. I mean, they will not tell you at all, but they do it, and they benefit from it somehow. So, we should be doing kind of what they're doing. Worshiping the gods, the planets, right? We just want to point out your planetary worshipers, even if you're worshiping the Norse gods. Because if it's associated with time, day of the week, month, right? It's associated with the gods. Right? Those movements. Really, we shouldn't even have months named. They should be named after the zodiac. Right? There's 13 months named after each zodiac. Because that's what's going on. The star families are dumping out of there into bodies here, getting born. The good ones, right? The ones that don't have dispositions to go back to the cube or whatever, or already have been disposed to one disposition or another, right? Because you can screw up here. We all know that. So, that being said, we know the times can easily change if enough minds pick up the motto that the times are broken and could be better. Do you believe it can be better? This could be a simple change. An administrative change and take the times from where they are to an 8-day week and a 13-month calendar labeled after the zodiac. We get rid of all the month names. I mean, they're already named after planets and stuff, but they really should be named after the zodiac. Because we don't have planetary months. We have zodiacal months. Just thoughts. Bunch of astrological, quasi-spiritual, psychosocial dump. And some thoughts about how we might be able to repair the age and move to the actual age we're supposed to be in. And then shake down what kind of the preeminent access and rights we're all supposed to have without some certain things in between the preeminent authority we're supposed to have in our liberty, right? Which the founding documents even outline, right? We should be cutting people out from between us and not giving them authority to get backgrounds, not giving them authority. And it's no more stuff like we got to make laws that we don't have to give them, and they can't get in between our rights. They need to just give our rights to us, right? Because those are our rights, goddammit. That's my problem with this place. As they say, oh, we got all the things, and they don't fucking practice the rights, though. They let these companies get in between our rights. I know we're like the greatest, right? No, we pay more taxes than even Chinese do. No, it's a lie. We need to wake up. Later, beloved.